Alright, let's read this. Early life and criminal records, Slackjaw. Excerpt from a series of letters sent by a member of the Bottle Street Gang. You want to chin wag on Slackjaw? What he was like when he was young before he got his name? Oh, he's got a cool head now, but it weren't always like that. In the days before he was boss of the Bottle Street Gang, time was, young Slackjaw wasn't such a reasonable man. Like most of us, he grew up on the streets, running with a pack of ragamuffins and avoiding the law. Pinching whatever he needed. Dark-haired and dark-eyed, smoking a pipe by the age of 10. For them, born into the brothels or coming from the orphanages, it was either the gangs or working with the mudlarks, and no one wants that. Some got dressed into the Navy or put down in the mines run by the Pendleton or the Boyle families. As hard as it was on the streets, as hungry as we all got, at least we was free. By the time we were in little uns anymore, Slackjaw was the ones to watch, usually calling the shots. When we took down a farmer cart or sidewalk street vendor, he'd come up with the plan, give everyone some part to play, and decide on the split. Most of us just went along because we learned fast that we made out better like that. More food, more coin. Plus, none of us wanted to deal with Slackjaw when he was in a rage. He worked on a couple of his big jobs with Black Sally across town, and that was enough to get the attention of the other bosses. He wasn't just a street kid anymore. Now he was an up-and-comer, which meant trouble. Another guy who fancied himself as such was Mike the Fish, who was working his way up running the protection rocket among the factory women. Making sure I got that right. One fine evening, we were all taking in Bowdy Shaw in the theater house. Bowdy Shaw in Bowdy show in the theater house. Mike the Fish and his lot are there in the cheap seats too, just down the aisles from us. Mike gets a wild idea. He wasn't big on planning and throws a heavy ceramic spittoon at Slackjaw, hits him square in the face and breaks his jaw. We looked to see if there was gonna be a blood brawl, but Slackjaw just points at the door and we all leave, with Mike laughing at our backs. Oh my god, this is gonna be the longest thing ever. Working up the next day without telling us why, Slackjaw motions for all of us to follow. He still can't say a word, so we just come along. We stop at the docks and Slackjaw buys. It actually pays coin for it, a heavy chain covered in hooks. It was for fishing in the deep, something you'd attach to a long line off the side of a ship. It's about 4 feet, made of thick links, and there are shark hooks coming off it at different angles. Slackjaw got that thing wrapped around his left arm, dangling at his side. Not sure how he knew where Mike the Fish was staying, but when we reached his girl's house, Slackjaw throws a bottle through the window just like that. At almost noon, there's a bunch of screaming inside, and Mike pokes his head out, looking wide-eyed and baffled. When he sees Slackjaw out in the street, a look comes over his face that still gives me the willies. Pure murder. Mike comes out the side door, bellowing like a blood ox, holding a cleaver, heading straight for Slackjaw. When they come together in the street, Slackjaw spins and shark hooks bite deep into Mike's arm and shoulder. He screams, but Slackjaw holds on to the chain. He's still standing there with his jaw broken, clenched tight, with the jaw wrapped around his left arm. Hook sunk into Mike the Fish, just knifing him as fast as he could. Mike couldn't fight very well. Hook like that and using his left arm, but he was a big guy and it took a lot of stabbing before he went to his knees. Everyone was cheering at first, but then we all went quiet. It just kept going and going until finally it was just Mike the Fish blubbering, crying like a baby at the sound of Slackjaw's knife. When it was over, and here's the brilliant part, Slackjaw took a note and stuck onto Mike's face with a nail. It said, "If you want a job, come to Bottle Street." Slackjaw didn't talk right for a couple of months, but word spread fast. By the end of the year, once we had a sizable gang going, he sent out letters to the other bosses telling them that he was running a brand new crew over at Bottle Street. Most of them laughed or beat up the guys who delivered the letters. Green-eyed Trish even came back missing a thumb, but apparently Slackjaw was expecting that kind of reaction and had a backup plan. A few weeks later, 4 of the bosses were dead. It seemed like a series of unfortunate events, but everyone knew better. One shot dead by a watch while standing in the middle of the meal market. Another slipping and falling into the water, out cold. One of the older bosses found in bed with his belly open wide and Tyvian spear stuffed into his mouth. Still not sure what that meant. And Shayla Barnesworth was found bubbling in a cauldron of hot wax. Slackjaw sent another set of letters offering to underbosses, telling them they'd be treated fair as peers. He even sent Green-Eyed Trish with one of the letters. All of the underbosses accepted. After spilling the guts of his main competition, Slackjaw went in for stabilizing his business real neat-like, calling in favors, smoothing things over, giving everyone a little bit of corn or drink as a bonus, showing what he could be like as a boss, so everyone got quiet, which always makes the boys of the City Watch nervous, of course. Word went among the world. Spymaster Snickers, the responsible citizens group they called themselves, telling everyone working in a shop or sweeping off the front steps of their homes to keep watchful eyes for Slackjaw and his men, trying to suss out what they were up to and what had just happened. But Slackjaw ain't stupid. He greased a few palms among the shopkeepers and watched too, telling them that he was in town to stay and that things would be run properly from now on, without so much blood. He was finally a real boss, ready to settle into business of moving whiskey, running the hound fights, and offering up the ladies and gentlemen of the night, if you take my meaning. He said, I wonder if he's talking about like vampires or something. I don't know. At first, it seemed like a good idea. A few people got sick and everyone wanted to buy those potions from Sokolov or Piero. Health elixirs or spiritual remedies, they call them. Slackjaw told me he saw an opportunity. We already had an old whiskey factory with a still where we could water the stuff down and sell it discounted. Doing the same with Sokolov's elixir was a smart plan. Pretty soon everybody in the slums was sick and business was good, but after a while there was so many people down with the plague that everyone got scared. Everybody started acting real nasty and everything fell apart. When people can't work, they don't have the coin for elixir, watered down or pure. When the Empress died, it seemed like Dunwall would slide into the void. Spymaster Burroughs took over and Wax started using all that Sokolov technology. Wax towers, toll boys, and them arc pylons. They put up a wall of light across the Clavering Boulevard that cracked down hard. But Slackjaw surprised us again. Instead of leaving town on a boat bound for Marley or one of the other isles, he stayed and kept it all together. We kept as much elixir to fight off the plague as the city walked with their taxes and rations. That's kept us alive so far. Crowley, the Bottle Street Gang. Oh fucking Christ! Wow, what? Talk about a whole crap ton of reading, man. What the hell? And there's still more reading! Okay, I'm probably not getting changed once again. I wanted to be in character for that, but that was like really thinking. Field survey notes for the Royal Spy. Oh my god! Excerpt from the personal memoirs of the Hiram Burroughs, dated several years earlier. This is the 4th day, month of the light cold. Progress continues on the suppression of gang activity in the distillery district, but more slowly than I expected. The ruffians operating there have been cunning. I'll grant them that, but it's only a matter of time. I'll see their leader flogged in public and sent beneath the royal executioner's blade. If I had my way, that mute bastard would be working night and day, removing the heads that need removing. Internally, the Empress does not seem pleasant with my investigations. It seems that it is beyond her thinking, against her very nature as a trusting person, to believe that traitors move among us. But they know. But I know they do. They must. No. Jessamine would rather spend her time with the royal protector. At least he's likely to stop any immediate threat to her safety, but a strong arm is not what's needed against those who would undermine us. How will Corvo's sword stop a poisoned wine glass or an explosive delivered by courier? It will not. There are many threats around us, threats requiring meticulous efforts to police. Young Lady Emily, is undisciplined, I'm afraid. Here with Dunwall Tower, she receives instructions from the finest tutors known in the Isles, yet her mother spoils her, and she spends most of her time lost in imagination, wasting her time drawing or asking Corvo to teach her to fight with wooden sticks. The girl might rule the Empire someday. Every moment spent at play is a moment wasted. Soaring up security for the main gate leading into Dunwall Hall has been another pet project of late. To think that back in his day, Emperor Caldwin left it open to the public during the day, allowing anyone to come and go as they please. If it was up to me, I'd steal off access to the streets entirely. But the Empress won't hear it. The water lock is much easier to protect, and if it were the only way into the tower, traffic in and out would be greatly reduced. Someday the wrong person is going to slip in and we're suffered for it. Mark my words, no amount of security is excessive when it comes to protecting head of state. Well, he's kind of right about that since the other guy took over. The Empress also approves of my plans for the Sokolov devices. Sokolov himself has no interest in security, of course, but he is vain and therefore keen to see his inventions deployed in any fashion. This wall of light he's been tinkering with has promise. In any case, at least I was able to convince the Empress to upgrade the pistols carried by the officers of the Watch. Why do I worry so when no one else seems to care? If I ever fall asleep, will it all sink into the ocean? Will the rough things clamber over the walls and fill themselves in our flesh? This is what I see in some dreams several times each month. If only I had more say in things, more authority, I could protect us all. Perhaps I have been working too hard. Dinner and in the evening of a conversation. Perhaps I had been working too hard. Dinner and an evening of conversation with a certain lady of refinement might be in order. Perhaps somewhere in the nice estate district. Hiram Burrow, Royal Spy Master. Oh God. Holy my God. Excerpt from the Overseer Covert Field Report. Oh my God. Rumors and sightings stalled. For over a year now, I have lived away from the Abbey without the company of my overseer brethren, without the company of my overseer brethren, or the guidance of the blind sisters of the oracular order. Days have passed with me sleeping in the dens of occult purses, murders, and worse. And the nights have been me prowling through the worst alleys and wretched corners of Dunwall. I have taken my meals with killers. At times I have ventured beyond the city walls, meeting in the forgotten graveyards and the outlying ruins frequented by those of ill means. My heart. I don't know why I really thought that was a lowercase h at first. Excuse me. My beard has grown long, and I wear the weathered clothing and bit of yeah, I guess it's weather. Yeah, I wear the weathered clothing and bits of boiled leather favored by the Bottle Street and Hodder gangs, and by those rough men and women who make their trade knifing others in return for coin. My hands have run red with blood. It's true, but I have selected my targets with care, choosing among those criminals and heretics who are not fit to live, executing them justly, and using their deaths as a means of building my reputation. So for this trick has allowed me to make my name among the murderous colleagues without taking the lives of the innocent. My goal is singular. I must impress the assassin's name Dodd in order to get close to him. Of all the practitioners of the black magic we have tracked, none concern the Abbey as much as Dodd. It is said that his mother was a witch from one of the archipelagos off the Pandician coast, taken captive by pirates, venturing far from the Isles. According to legend, by the time the ship ventured, the captain was dead and the witch controlled the crew, which Dodd still shadow in her belly. The earliest stories tell of a gang killer without mercy, moving among the shopkeepers and city watch officers of Dunwall like a reaper through the wheat. Then a period of silence followed. Years we now believe he spent traveling the Isles, staying at an anatomy, I'm assuming, studying anatomy and the occult in the great halls of learning and in hidden basements frequented by fellow doublers or fellow dabblers in the forbidden arts. Dodd is even purported to have spent a winter in the Academy of Natural Philosophy itself, and for a time before a schism developed, he counted the Brigmore witches among the allies. He counted the Brigmore witches among his allies. All the while, he honed his craft, and it is during this time that we believe he began to consort with the outsider. The outsider being the one we just saw. New reports emerged of a dusky-skinned assassin paid by the elite to eliminate their rivals in Dunwall and the and in the other major cities across the Isles, those who saw him and lived number in a handful, but all of them reported something strange. He appeared and vanished like smoke. From a nearby rooftop, he gestured, and a noble woman stumbled from her balcony, falling to her doom on the cobblestones below. Most recently, at this new threat of plague has arisen in Dunwall, Dodd has been seen leading a gang of men in dark leather, dressed as factory whalers in their vapor masks. They seem loyal beyond comprehension for one so worthy. They seem beyond comprehension for one so unworthy. They seem loyal beyond comprehension for one so... I can't even speak today, man. I've been reading so much. Oh, God. They seem loyal beyond comprehension for one so unworthy, leading me to wonder if some of his magic is dedicated to lulling their minds, enslaving them. Probably. Only a month ago, one young girl claims to have called upon a strange scene, carrying a bottle of milk home to her crippled brother. She was taking a shortcut through the tailor's district. In a narrow street, she passed beneath the window and heard unusual sounds from within. Pushing aside the ruddy curtains, the girl saw into an abandoned apartment used by miscreants for gambling and trading Habler weed. An occult shrine has been erected against the far wall, which she recognized from the teachings given by her local overseer. A man she described as resembling Dodd was kneeling before the shrine, muttering to an unseen spirit as if in an argument. He took the carving made of pale bone from the altar before him, and the lights all went out in a gust of uncleaned wind. Quiet as the field mouse, she slipped away, remaining until she reached... Oh, okay, so quiet as the field mouse, she slipped away, remaining until she reached home. There can be no doubt, Dodd is an agent of the outsider and must die, for there is no limit to the evil that man might do. This is my solemn oath and the great purpose of my life. Until Dodd is dead and his corruption has been purged from the world, I will continue to move among the depraved, winding my way towards him. I will not drop my guise nor don my overseer mask again until Dodd breathes no more. Huh. Wow, that was... Oh my god. 17 minutes of reading? Oh my god. Ridiculous bullshit. Huh? Why is it low? Wait a minute, I think I know why. Give me a second. There we go. That's right, I bought this hub thing, this USB hub thing, but I turned it off, so it wasn't charging. Oh well. Somewhere in the basements below. Hounds kill hounds and money changes hands. Oh, okay, that's nice. Alright, fuck this shit. Wow, I apologize, guys. I didn't think it was gonna be that much reading. Holy shit.
Should I clear space for Samuel then?
If you like, but he won't use it.
Why?
He can't sleep in regular beds anymore, or that's what he says. Says he was in the Navy too long. Can you believe it?
Oh.
That pile of wood out there? It's a hovel he built from an old rowboat. Where does Admiral Havelock find these people, I wonder? I had a sailor for a boyfriend once. He thought he'd strike gold digging in the Pandician cliffs. They found his ship drifting empty.
Good day, Master Corvo.
I'm a master? Oh, this must be his room. Alright. Wait a minute. Oh, she went through that room. The room automatically closes. That's kind of weird.
Well, let's get down to it. First off, I know that assassination is dark business. But sometimes, good men have to do bad things to make the world right. Our purpose is clear.
You're right.
We want to restore Her Majesty's line by finding and putting Emily Kaldwin on the throne. To those ends, we'll hide, act in shadow, take them apart, piece by piece. Tonight, High Overseer Campbell dies by your hand. It won't be easy. He's protected by his overseers, an army of religious zealots. But if anyone can do it, you can. Your exploits are legendary. Campbell carries a private journal. Once you've eliminated him, get the journal, because we think it contains Emily's location. Recovering her is obviously critical, assuming she's alive. That's the gist of it. Remember our cause, and strike true. We're counting on you.
Alright.
Campbell is holding a former overseer by the name of Martin. He's one of us, and if you manage to find him, give him whatever help you can. He's a master strategist, and he got caught working for our cause. It'd be good to have him back here at the Hound Pits.
That sounds like a good idea to me. She has a slender body. I have to go to Samuel? Oh, that's right, okay. Huh.
Attention Dunwall citizens. Do not attempt to house or care for a friend or family member who shows signs of blood on their face and chest area. The only way to help them is to bring them to the City Watch. They will be taken to the Flooded District for treatment.
No, I think what they're trying to say is they'll be killed. They'll be dumped in a fucking well somewhere for the rats to eat. I'm not that stupid. Or naive. Huh. Wait a minute. Oh, there's a rune right there. Such laughter, and they are singing the old songs, linking arms, but that was far from a happy time. That was. How the hell did he get over here? Do you like? Can I like blink over there, maybe? Wait a minute. I'm actually gonna save here. Another hour of nonsense. Alright. Oh. That was a waste. Oh boy. Play your way. Powers. The powers you obtain from runes can be used creatively to defeat enemies or move through the environments. Blink from roof to roof. Possess rats and fish, or slow time before rushing a group of enemies. I have one, but I don't have enough to do anything with. I would need 2 runes to upgrade this. I need 3 to upgrade Blink. Oh my god. I mean, I could upgrade my health again, but do I really need to right now? Alright, I have Trap Assassination gives you a bit of health. Breathe capacity is increased slightly. Swim speed. Enemies miss more often with arrows and bolts. Delicate touch. Breaking sound glass is mounted. Okay. Fire water. Shot whiskey bottles. Shot whiskey bottles exposed with greater intensity. Fencer. When sword versus sword more frequently. Gutter feast. While white rats can be consumed for mana. Oh! White rat's friend. White rats won't attack you. That's pretty cool. Power is effectively slightly improved. Intriguing. Oh no, I wanted to do this. Oh, look at this. A crown, that's pretty cool. You didn't see that. I didn't just blink. Oh, it kind of recharges. I didn't know that.
Corvo. Hello. I'm Callista. I work here for Admiral Havelock. I'm sorry to intrude on your business, but this is important. I suspect you're going to kill the High Overseer. That wretched man. There's really no reason for you to listen to me. But my uncle, Jeff Kernow, still serves as captain in the City Watch. But he's a good man, and my only family. The chatter in servant circles is that Campbell just took delivery of an exotic poison. And I think I know why. My uncle's not corruptible like the rest of them. Campbell is going to poison my uncle. Do you think you could protect him? You used to do that, right? Before you had your current profession. Before you became an assassin.
Sure. Callista has an uncle who is a captain of the Dunwall City Watch. Captain Kernow, or whatever, is a decent man trying to make the best of a corrupt regime and enact change from within. He is meeting much resistance, of course. If your captain survives, well, that's a lot to ask. Although I like her outfit a little bit. No, put the weapon away, damn it!
I overheard the Admiral at breakfast, talking about the Overseers. That's all I heard. And I think it's better if I don't know too much about what you people are doing.
We people? Did I read this? Yeah, I think I read all this already. Alright. Oh, okay. I didn't know she was out here. Smoking? Come on. Don't do that. You're gonna destroy your body like that, dude.